Hey guys, how you doing? So how do you move from beginner developer to intermediate level developer to senior developer? What are the steps? What are the skills that you need to make that progression? So assuming you get your first job as an entry-level developer, you get there by having a good solid understanding of the foundations, do a couple of projects here and there, real projects, not school projects. And on the strength of that, you build up your LinkedIn profile, you start joining communities so people get to know you who are software developers. Bob's your uncle, bing, bang, boom, bam, boom, and next thing you know, you have a job. Don't fool yourself. Besides having technical skills, having a good network of people that you make relationships with is going to have a huge impact in terms of who gets the job. You see, when you have hundreds of resumes being sent in to get a job, the first thing the senior developer, the hiring manager will do is say, hey, he'll go to his developers or her developers that are on staff, and they'll say, hey, we're looking for a new developer. Do you know anybody? Hey guys, this video is sponsored by Penpot at penpot.app. This is an online visual editor for your web layouts. Very powerful, supports full grid in their brand new 2.0 version. It's free, by the way. It has all kinds of capabilities in there, group asset management, easy collaboration amongst team members, annotations, and so much more. Check it out, penpot.app. Link is below. It's pretty powerful and it's free. If you can create relationships, again, as I said, through Twitter, LinkedIn profile building, joining a good Discord server where there's other developers that are active. I have a Discord server, links below, free. Anyway, you do that, that's how you get your first job. Okay, so you're in the job, you're a junior dev, and now you want to move up the nerd ladder to become a mid-level dev, senior dev, maybe a project manager. So what do you got to do? So it's different skill sets and different things that you got to do based on the level. So you got the job. How do you go from beginner to intermediate level? Just build projects. Build lots and lots, write code, be conscientious about the code, deliver on time, don't be lazy. So when you are in the job and you're developing your skills as a developer, first 3 to 4 years, lots of learning, lots of learning. That's what you're going to learn. That's the benefit of working with other people. You get to learn from coder A, B, C, and D, and you can pick up from them, build up your skills. That's a huge part of it. So when you first get that job, understand you're going to be learning a lot in the first few years as a pro developer. The other thing you got to work on as a junior moving into mid-level developer is, of course, your relationships within the organization, within the company. You got to develop good social skills. Trust me, it's huge. If you can communicate well, are likable, have empathy for others, you will advance. Much greater chance that you advance in the company based on your social skills than you would think otherwise. Trust me, it's a big deal. A quick story about that point. So I have a friend of mine who recently got a job working for one of the big FANG companies. FANG companies are Facebook, Amazon, Netflix, and Google. So Amazon, Apple. Anyway, big, huge tech companies, right? They have the strictest hiring requirements. He got his job as a very advanced developer, even though he failed the development portion. I was talking to him about it. He said, yeah, I totally bombed the technical test. But they still gave him the job and offered him the job, which he took. He's working there now because they knew he knew what he was talking about, even though he bombed the exam. But more importantly, they liked him. They saw that he can communicate well. He's a likable guy. He's a good guy. And so they gave him the job. So don't underestimate the power of communication skills. That's why I always talk about that. That's why I put out a whole course called Lizard Wizard, which helps you with that, helps you to understand how your emotions work, which will make you ultimately a far better communicator, far better with soft skills. So how do you go from mid-level developer to advanced senior developer? Well, it's two things. Number one, it's communication skills even more so, because as you rise up in the ranks as a developer, your job is to be able to communicate with more and more people to convey, the direction of the project, et cetera, and so on, especially if you're senior. If you're a senior developer, you're really managing people more or less with a solid understanding of the code base, how to write code, how to write efficient code. This is where architectural skills come in handy. So you're able to look at projects in the macro you understand the big picture of software development. So you're able to organize the work according to the needs of the big picture of the project. So that, again, is a specialized skill. So to go from intermediate level to senior dev and in that management level, you have to, A, have really good communication skills, and B, you have to understand architecture. Now, how do you get into architecture? Well, when you're a mid-level developer, you should start learning refactoring and design patterns. Refactoring and design patterns. You learn those two things. That's the beginning of leveling up your skill into the whole architectural issue. Now, design patterns, if you don't know what that is, that's just an agreed upon way in which to solve common coding problems with a particular structure in your code. This is the beginnings of the architectural journey, but it's a very important beginning. That's why in my live streams, I always recommend that you learn how to refactor code. It's a huge part of it. Anyway, so there you go. That's how you go from getting a job, mid-level developer, to becoming a senior developer. Don't underestimate the power of good communication skills. That's why, again, I put together a whole course on it. That's why in my mentoring program at UncleSteph.com, in my mentoring program, I've included a whole course on, specifically on your lizard brain, how that works, how you can control your emotions. Because once you learn to control your emotions and you understand how you're motivated emotionally to do this or not do that, this will make you far better at communicating with others, because you're going to have a core understanding of what drives human behavior. Very important. If you know that movie, The Matrix, where he gives Morpheus, one character gives Neo, the star, gives him the red pill or the blue pill. The blue pill is basically living in the fantasy world. The red pill is understanding how the world really works. If you understand your lizard brain, it's like becoming Neo, taking that red pill, and you're figuring out how the world really works. Now, some people in the on the webs, they call that the Matrix and all that kind. That's where it comes from, the Matrix. But anyway, I'm not going from that perspective. I'm going from the perspective of my understanding of psychology. Anyway, on a little bit of a tangent. So that's how you move from get your first job, mid-level developer, senior developer. Now you know the steps. All right, have fun.